Hey friends, welcome to day 20 of my RUHCUS project. I feel like I have been in a bit of a lull lately. The current circumstances mean that my days are mostly in my house, and that sort of reduces the opportunities for spontaneous interactions with people, and so much of embarrassment is about the relationship, right? So I haven't really been having those, and I haven't felt called to share some of my singing and movement practices, which feels vulnerable and aligned with the spirit of this project. So I've been in a lull. And right now I'm feeling called into sharing something that feels vulnerable and embarrassing, a little like in that realm. And it's something that that I am still working out for myself. And so there's part of me that has wanted to save talking about it with a broader audience, or a sort of less hand-picked audience. I've been wanting to sort of get it all shipshape and like neatly packaged before I talk about it. And I think that's not serving me, actually. So the thing that is on my mind to share, or on my heart and belly to share, actually, is that I have lost faith in my lack of faith. And as a person who spent a lot of my life in a very dogmatic stance in alignment with science and scientific thinking, and a very critical eye on all things woo. And I have come to see that I was uncurious and closed-minded about what I call the world of woo, and that I didn't distinguish between categories of woo, right? So and what I am finding is that there is an enormous amount of like spiritual, and I'm not even sure how to talk about it, but let's say spiritual and energetic work, or magical work, like these are all sort of like realms of the thing. But there is so much about it that doesn't require a particular belief and is very compatible with a scientific way of thinking. And that provided me an interesting entrance into this whole category. And it's making the world more complex and interesting for me, and I get to cultivate a sort of sense of play and imagination and creativity that I find is really, it feels good. It makes my heart sing. And so it's like, well, there's something very powerful here for me in my physical embodied experience. And that's undeniable. And so it draws me forward. And around the same time that I loosened the reins of my thinking on that sort of thing, like I'll share details if and when I feel called, but this is the overall sort of frame. So what feels like the other piece of this for me is an experience I had when I was visiting Iceland with some friends in the winter of 2019. And we saw the Northern Lights, which were so incredible. And I had a moment of standing in the cold night air by myself, and just with this like cold wind on my face and the vast sky of stars overhead. And I had such a profound sense of wonder at the vastness and majesty of existence, of the earth and the universe, and what a special experience it is to be alive. And we lose track of that in our day-to-day life, but that moment was such a gift, and it gave me this sense of evolutionarily it makes sense that we find food and sex pleasurable and appealing, right? Those are very survival based. But this sense of wonder that I experience with the Northern Lights, but also with an incredible sunset, or being with a sweet baby in the sunshine on a summer day, or just like those moments when you can have that sense of deep wonder. And that wonder, to me, it doesn't seem like it has the same evolutionary need in the physical sense, but it just gave me a sense of connection with something larger. And I pair these two things, and it feels like, gosh, this is what it is to find faith. And also, of course, I maintain my skeptical scientific view. And so now I have both of these things coexisting inside me. And that is incredible, because it opens up this space for imagination and play and a very exciting and rich not knowing. And I feel like that's where magic lives, and I think there's a lot of it for all of us, and I feel excited about finding it, and I feel excited about helping other people find it for themselves. And it's funny, now I get to the end and this doesn't feel that embarrassing at all, but it does feel like a vulnerable share, because this feels really important to me and powerful and wonderful. And so it feels like a big deal to share. And I appreciate knowing that so many wonderful people are listening and coming along this journey with me. Love you, friends. Talk to you soon.